Hey guys, so it is Thursday and we make vlogs and stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So this week is the letter A. Now I kind of had to flick through a dictionary to try and get an idea of what I was going to do. I could have spoke about airports, I could have done a skit about apples. There are so many things beginning with A. I was really close to doing Adventure Time, but I sold my hat, as in my Fiona hat, which is a shame. So I'm going to talk about a really big part of my life, I guess, that begins with A. Anime. Okay, so I probably sound really lame, but from a very young age, as in when I was about yay tall, shorter, I was obsessed with anime. So some of you British kids might remember CITV, and I remember sitting down after school one day. I was sat in my nan's room with a cup of tea and biscuits, and I suddenly saw what was Sailor Moon, and I just suddenly thought, wow, this cartoon's different, it looks different. And then I just soon discovered like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and then I was just hooked on anime. I didn't really spend that much time with friends after school when I was in secondary school, so I used to be a really big nerd. So I just used to come home and watch anime pretty much all the time, read mangas, and yeah. And then I discovered MCM, anime convention, well, not anime, manga, movies and comics and stuff like that. So if you guys are ever looking for a really cool convention to go to that has movies, video games, that you can go test things out, go get like promos and stuff. I met Tom Scar there, so you might as well go and have a go. That is the MCM London Expo. There's one in October. I was about to say the October Expo, but there's always one in May and there's always one in October. So go check that out. It's not too late now to go plan ahead to go to the October one. I'm not going inside this year, I'm only going to stick around outside. It's around £15 for a fast track ticket, which is so worth it, and however much train is to go. You can do it all in one day. Some people like to stay for a whole weekend so they can change different cosplays, but it's really good. I'm going to put on a hat for the next bit. Here's a couple of things that wouldn't happen. So here's a couple of things that happens in anime that if happened in real life, it'd be really weird. Okay, so number one, no one, when they're late for school, will run with a piece of bread in their mouth. I mean, as funny as it is in the anime with like, oh no, senpai, I'm gonna be late, and they stick a bit of bread in their mouth and they run to school. You're never gonna see that. If anyone does that in real life, then they're just gonna get really strange looks, I believe. Number two, I don't think it's that easy to build a robot that looks like a massive mecha warrior. So when you see these kids suddenly create these little robots that suddenly grow to like 30 feet and shoot rockets and stuff, I want to know where they got the money, they got the time, and they got the space to build such a big robot. Number four, girls in some animes don't hit puberty as early as they do. It's really weird. Too weird, in fact. Sometimes it freaks me out a little bit. And not everyone has superpowers, guys, okay? Not everyone can suddenly turn into Mega Man and be all like, oh yeah, superpowers. Like, no one can do that. It'd be cool. I think the most they can do is pack a really good punch. So there's so many things you could point out that's in anime that isn't in real life. If you want to leave them down in the comments, I'll have a little laugh at them. I know some of the guys are going to point out the obvious things that happen in certain cartoons. I know what you're thinking about. Whoa! So I'm going to edit this now and I'll see you guys later. Arigatou gozaimashita.